It's no secret that WWE and Triple H are trying to take the product to the next level, and there's going to be a lot of ways for them to do so. But there's also some really big stories going on that make me very curious as to whether or not Triple H will be successful. And that actually starts things off with Sasha Banks. Now, I thought I would be done talking about Sasha Banks, and truthfully, I'm getting tired of talking about Sasha Banks, but this is a really big update to the story. Now, for those who don't know, I originally spoke about how PW Insider dropped the news that Sasha Banks would be attending Wrestle Kingdom 17 on January 4th, 2023 at the Tokyo Dome. Now, what's really interesting is Dave Meltzer has also confirmed this original report, but also made sure to mention that this booking is not going through WWE. Now, the reason why this is so incredibly intriguing is because WWE, when bringing back Carl Anderson to WWE, had also allowed Carl Anderson to be booked at the annual Tokyo Dome show. Now, of course, everybody was wondering, okay, is WWE doing some sort of forbidden door? Like, what exactly is their relationship? And I'm not necessarily too sure on the extent of it because there's really not that many details out there, but we do know that Carl Anderson had reportedly negotiated this with WWE so this way he can go and attend the big show. Now, how does that fare with Sasha Banks? Well, Sasha Banks is reportedly very far away from WWE's offer when it comes to the money. It seems like WWE and Sasha Banks cannot come to terms on a deal, and technically from now until then, they very well can make a big offer. I mean, there's tons of rumors online that suggest maybe Sasha Banks wants more money, kind of on the level of like Charlotte Flair and whatnot. As far as all of those rumors, I don't want to pay too much attention to it because I really don't care how much they get paid as long as they're being paid well. But with that being said, if Sasha Banks and WWE are truly far apart on money, then it would make sense as to why WWE and New Japan would not be in talks in this specific situation, and this would be simply Mercedes Varnado negotiating with New Japan to then work some dates in Japan going forward. Now, obviously, there's a lot of rumors about Sasha Banks possibly being Saraya's tag team partner, and I'm just going to throw it out there. If AEW does not deliver Sasha Banks, I feel like fans are going to be very upset because of the idea that they are going to promote a special guest partner or a special tag team partner, and then only for them to deliver, maybe Thunder Rosa or Chris Statlander or somebody who's already a returning AEW talent. I just feel like that's going to piss a lot of fans off, and honestly, I can understand why. Sasha Banks going to AEW could very well be on the table if Tony Khan wants to pay that type of money, but of course, I just don't think it's a good idea. Now, with that being said, I want to turn our attention to NXT. This is a very cool story, actually, because it just goes to show you the power of the internet. Now, if you guys don't know who Sol Ruca is, I don't blame you. She's just starting to get her spotlight in WWE NXT, and more specifically, NXT Level Up. Now, for those who didn't watch NXT Level Up, which I don't blame you, it's probably not a priority to watch, Sol Ruca basically had this incredible finish to the match. She did a kind of like this inverted cutter off the top rope. Basically, it's gaining a lot of attention from wrestling fans. A lot of fans are talking about this on Twitter. Triple H has also responded that her future is so bright. And I think this is really, really good because Fightful Select has also reported that WWE sources and officials are very, very happy with the buzz that Sol Ruca got from this match. It's not really surprising at this point for me to see that people are enjoying her work. I think she's catching on to the in-ring stuff. I'm not too sold on the gimmick. I think the gimmick might need a couple changes and a couple little shifts in a different direction, but this is what WWE's system is all about, is getting people ready to go to the main roster and getting people ready for television and being able to garnish some sort of buzz on the internet, as well as just from fans at home who are watching on TV. Now, for WWE to really understand how NXT Level Up is working or how it's doing is basically what is happening here. If people are talking about it, WWE is going to go in the direction of pushing that person, and it appears to me that WWE could very well be getting very leaned in to the idea of pushing Sol Ruca. Now, keep in mind, WWE NXT's women's division is absolutely stacked. You got Nikita Lyons, you got so many different talented people out there, and still Mandy Rose is holding that women's championship. So whoever's taking that belt off of Mandy is sure to be the new number one in NXT, which isn't necessarily surprising if it's Roxy or Cora Jade, or even, at this point, Nikita Lyons or Zoe Stark. I mean, there's a list of people. I think Alba Fire should definitely be in contention, but it sounds like WWE's thought process here is that they want to move talent up relatively quickly if possible. They don't want to do it so incredibly slow, but they don't want to do it too incredibly fast. So, some people who should be a champion might not actually be a champion because WWE already sees the value of putting them on the main roster. And that actually leads us to our final story of today's video, because it appears that WWE is ready to make the decision on a NXT main roster call-up, and this one is extremely exciting, and we're talking about Cameron Grimes. WWE is reportedly very high on Cameron Grimes, and on top of that, Fightful Select reports that Grimes was expected by most in NXT to be called up to the main roster already. Now, it's still unclear whether or not this will happen or when it will happen, but there is this belief that Cameron Grimes will be the next one to be called up to the main roster, and this is evidently one of the best things that WWE can do, because Cameron Grimes has stuck it through the black and gold era, NXT 2.0, and now this NXT white and yellow, gold, black, whatever you want to call it. We've also seen him on the main roster through main event. We've seen him appear on WWE Raw, and it makes a lot of sense that WWE is ready to push Cameron Grimes. Now, there's a lot of rumors on the internet about how he's been pitched to the main roster. I don't know the exact validity of the claims from Zero News on Twitter, but there's some talks about WWE even potentially doing some sort of angle where Cameron Grimes comes in to buy WWE's social media, similar to how Elon Musk bought Twitter. And that could be a very interesting story if WWE goes that way. Zero News, again, I don't know the validity, but they've definitely broken some stories on Twitter that actually did come true. So if that were to be something that does become accurate, I think that actually could be a good thing for Cameron Grimes. You don't want to rush him to the point where he's chasing championship belts or world titles or anything like that, and you don't want to immediately put him in this comedy role where he's not taken serious. But as we've seen with Cameron Grimes and other WWE superstars, it's okay to be in the mid-card now. And I think that's one of the best things about WWE's transformation with Triple H taking over, is certain WWE superstars could actually go into the mid-card and they could still be put in prominent stories. And I think that right there is going to be a big thing for WWE to kind of get people to understand again, just because you're not chasing a championship or just because you're not a champion doesn't mean you're a wasted talent. And I think that is something that Triple H is evidently doing very, very quickly into his reign of holding down WWE's creative role. So this is actually very exciting. I think Cameron Grimes will be a big star for WWE. I think, based on what I saw from him in Impact, based on what I saw from him in NXT, I think WWE is going to get it right with this guy. And again, I don't think it requires holding the championship. So this is really, really good news. WWE has Carmelo Hayes, Braun Breaker, Cora Jade. I mean, the list of great talent are out there, and WWE has a process in play as to how they want to bring them up to the main roster, and I think that's incredible news. I want to know what you guys think in the comment section down below. Thank you for watching, and I'll see you next time.